When he says Shakti, putting it another way, it should be blessed. I'm really blessed to talk about my boss. And he gave me a beautiful opportunity to select me to do this temple. I cannot say I'm the biggest devotee I should be. Somehow he liked me very much, I believe, so he gave me an opportunity to do that. And without paying, nothing is gained. I didn't take a lot of hard track in this area to run the temple. So I'm basically from California. I moved 3 years back here to start this temple. The temple which you're seeing here is called Balalaya. Balalaya means young temple. It's not the main temple. The main temple we are supposed to start outside of this temple. This temple is totally 50,000 square feet. It's still bigger. This place is more than 7,000 square feet. So we are trying to put another 52,000 square feet of purely Indian structure in the parking lot. So we have some issues going between county and myself. So we are trying to solve all those things. Once it gets resolved, automatically we'll be joining into the groundbreaking. I believe the Shakti's blessing, the next year Ashura should be going new premises. Strongly believe. And that's also my profession, basically. I read people's mind, I read people's future, that's what I do business. So, when you're talking about the Veda, my expertise is Atharva, basically. And a lot of Swamis and Pandits, they'll be talking about Kalakatha, Krishna Katha, Mahabharata, Ramayana. But unfortunately, I'm not doing all those things. So I want to stay with my own area, Atharva. I always say in a funny way, I'm always running my life on happy. With the real meaning is what I do. That's what I'm going to always. What does it mean? Atharva is not practiced by anyone, any Hindu, anywhere in North America except me. Gurmukhi is great, but I would always wish a lot of people should practice so they can help a lot of people. Why I'm bringing the word Atharva? The first time, what's the name of Atharva? Atharva is the second son of the Brahma. First, the Atharva was formatted by Shankar Bhagavan, and he gave it to Atharva, second son of Brahma. Then it went to Bharadwaj Rishi. That's why a lot of these Bharadwaj Gota people in India, they're more than 60 or 70 years old, definitely know a little bit about Atharva. When you're talking about all the 4 Vedas from India, you won't be able to see not many people talking about Atharva. A lot of misconception about Atharva is dealing with evils and spirits and all those things. But any science without knowing the bad, you cannot do that. Any science without knowing the bad, you cannot do that. If you want to be a cop, they ask you to go and be a criminal. It doesn't mean that after finishing my course, I'm going to be a criminal. No. To do the criminology, I should be able to catch the criminal side. So Atharva Veda totally deals with how to make up our karma, that is destiny karma. The first condition, nobody can change any of it, including the Shakti. It's very simple meaning. I mean, we Hindus, we believe in God, and millions and millions of people, we pray to Shiva and Krishna and all that. And we have a lot of problems in our life. If somebody come and tell me, Swamiji, I don't have any kind of trouble in my life, I would say that guy has a lot of trouble in his mind. Problem is uniform. It's a relative term, how you want to handle, how you want to admit the problems. But I would say that the word problem is an imbalance. And I'm using the word imbalance. The imbalance should be balanced. The next question comes, how to balance? There only comes as a mediator, as a broker, as a facilitator. So that deals with, that comes to the part of Atharva. When you come into the Atharva, there are 6 tools that have been given to make up our destiny comfortable. Yantra, Tantra, Mantra, Aushara, Astra, and Shastras. Normally, another misconception, Yantra means a copper plate, which you can see on the table here, that's called Yantra. It doesn't mean like that. Yantra, any object is called Yantra. My body is an Yantra, the mic is an Yantra. Any object is an Yantra. The Tantra, the way to practice. Mantra to energize. These are normally known to a lot of people. Another 3 tools we call Aushara. Aushara means basically herbal medications. Now we call it. And again, whereas Ayurveda, Siddha, you learn. Then we go to Astra and Shastra. Astra Shastra comes only in a very high level, that is called dealing with the spirits and evils and exorcism and those kinds of things. When you're talking about Shiva, and Shiva naturally, when you see the history, he controls all the evils and all the evils. Chulani here. And this is the only temple in the whole Western countries in North America has got Chulani. You'll be wondering, what does it mean? And Chulani, she's another goddess. No, she's not a goddess. She's an yakshin. In English, I call aggressive angel. We Hindus, we always believe in gods, but a lot of people don't know that. There are three kinds of gods in our Hindu thought. Normally, we pray to, say, Shiva, Vishnu, Radha, Krishna. All those gods and goddesses comes into the category of Shankar. There is another two sections involved. One is called Ashura, third is called Adhirupa. The Shankar, that's what normally known everyone. And Ashura, few thousand, a few million. It's like Durga, Kali, some kind of Indian village gods, I would say. The third one, given totally to the Naturvedic scholar, that is called Adhirupa. Like Chulani, Hari, Ma Kali, not Kali, Ma Kali, Jagannathi, Ahori. So these kind of terms sometimes you will hear somewhere, but to see those deities or to see those god or goddesses is very difficult. So the reason I'm putting this Chulani in our temple, in the whole temple, and the Shivji is only just 2 foot size. Being a Balali, normally keep only one deity, but you keep a lot of deities, and she's the only goddess fully structured, that is called stone deity inside the mandir. The reason being we are keeping it totally, this is the only temple open 24 hours round the clock. That's why we keep the highest pandit in the whole North America working in this temple. So we, normally the church where they say, okay, where is the followers? Our followers are national. And this is the only Hindu temple, anybody can do puja, prayers, rituals, any other Hanu or Homa through the telephone without stepping inside. It's something like how the IT company offshore, which is really different. Because if I say somebody sitting in New York, I don't say it for 50 years, but it's not possible. But Hindu mythology is very flexible. They say once you put the sankalp, that is called initiating part, as a pandit, you should be able to carry on. So I buy that idea, so I'm using that idea to we are doing it. I was talking about Chulani, and Chulani is nothing but again Parvati, very simple. But she's in a different story. And when you're talking about Chulani's husband is called Sarveshwara. Sarveshwara again nothing but Shiva. So Shivji took a lot of different avatars, and normally any pandit, everybody knows the world. There are 100 Shiva names basically. The next question comes, can you show where the 100 Shivas? Nobody will be able to show, but we should be able to show this temple has got 54 Shivas sitting there. But all that energy will be installed, and the product that will be done in the new one is the resource for the companies here. You can come back to the Atharvaveda. I was talking about Atharvaveda is the only Veda which deals with how to make up our karma. That is like dealing with application part, like the applied mathematics, like the applied physics. All these application parts are very tough science. And a lot of time we'll be coming across a pandit or a priest. I'm not trying to accuse anyone, I'm just talking in a logical and proper way. You'll go and see a pandit in the mandir. Tell the pandit, apparently last $1 million please help me, I don't know what should I do with this. That pandit will be giving advice, do this puja, do this will make me. But that pandit is always serving for $1,000 salary. The next question nobody asks, how come this pandit is just serving for $1,000 salary every month? If somebody come and argue with this one, they came to America to support them, I never find the conversation. India needs thousands of pandits still to happen. So it's natural. Any immigrant to America, they're coming only for 2 reasons. For better living or better money, that's it. There's no rule of that. Somebody's telling more than that. Go on asking something, but there won't be anything like that. That's the truth. Either for better living, or for better living. I got some obligation like in India, my sister, my father, I should take care. Oh, we are already very rich in India, but I want some safe country. Okay, I can pay. So, just some reasons. Otherwise, my dad is a big IAS officer, I want my son to be